Good morning, guys. In this video, I want to explain to you a little about a message that God gave me a few days ago. And in the beginning, I kind of thought it was one way, which it's still, they both make sense. But just like in our ordinary life, God expects us to figure things out. He guides us and then expects us to put pieces of his footsteps together to give us an understanding of what life is all about or where we should be going in our life. So we can always see signs of God speaking to us. If we don't personally hear him or receive his messages, he does speak to us in this universe. And so he gave me a message. And like I said, it makes complete sense the other way. But I think I'm going to give it to you in a different context, which is still, it makes sense because it goes along with what's happening today in this world. For the next few days, next few weeks, possibly even the next few months of going into 2020, we are going to be experiencing a roller coaster ride. And many of us have already been experiencing this roller coaster ride. And for a lot of people, it is very intense and traumatic. It could be a lot of fear, because just like a roller coaster ride can be, if you're terrified of a roller coaster ride, you know how it's going to be for yourself. It's going to be full of fear. You're probably still going to laugh and giggle, cry, whatever it is. I used to do all of the above. And I would come out of it having a great time at the end and wanting to get back on. But as I step back onto that line or getting ready to go into the roller coaster ride again, that fear comes back up again because, we're like, oh my gosh, I know this is going to be terrifying, because we know when we go into something that's new or something that we've already experienced that has been terrifying the first time, it's going to be terrifying again until we get our legs standing firmly on the ground. So for myself, it hasn't been so bad for myself because God gives me such great understanding. I have worked so much in the last 14 months, and this is not to raise myself up higher. It is because I have done the work. I have put in the work and the time of hearing God, of trusting God, of leading with love in my heart in all situations as best as I possibly can. So this ride hasn't been so traumatic for me. But the last few days, this last week of December of 2019, it's been an emotional wreck for me. That has been my roller coaster ride. It has been an emotional wreck. Now, I'm not going to lie. The beginning of my waking up process was a roller coaster ride. It was tons of fear. A lot of fear. And I listened to the fear in myself, and then I listened to the fear in other people that I confided in. And that's where we need to stop paying attention. If we hear fear, see fear, listen to fear, we need to cut it off. That isn't the truth. That is something that has been taught and handed down to you by your experiences, by other people, by beliefs. That is the lie. Remove that fear and replace it with love. And that is something that I have taught myself this past year to do and to be in order to have the best life for myself. When you make that choice, because it is your choice, how you're going to handle that roller coaster ride, how are you going to come out of it? Choose to come out of it as your higher self. Choose to see this opportunity for you getting on this roller coaster ride as just that, an opportunity. And when you get off of it, you'll have a completely different understanding of the truth of what it was, instead of the victim mentality again. And so that's just the first part. And when you choose to get off of your roller coaster ride successfully and see it for the opportunity that it was to be your best self, to have your best life, to give you your truth and your purpose. Because when you're on that roller coaster ride, you're basically that caterpillar. And this is the second part of the message. You are basically that caterpillar who is just going on with the flow, going on with the flow of your ride. That caterpillar is eating and doing what it has to do in order to go and hide in its little chrysalis cocoon. And before he comes back out as a beautiful butterfly. And that is something that God showed me. The butterfly was extremely beautiful, like no butterfly that I have ever seen in my entire life. And the colors were so magnificent. And that's what God wants to show us, that when we choose to take this treacherous road, this roller coaster ride, and do it successfully, you will come out of it as that beautiful butterfly. And this is something that I want you to really focus on. Your heart. Your heart will always tell you the truth. If you have sadness in your heart, it means you have something to work on. But if you feel a goodness when you are doing something, it means it's a part of you. It means that you need to move with this. There is a reason for that beautiful feeling that sits in your heart. And when you can move with that, you find the pieces of who you really are. And you let go of the things that kept you from it. So I had meant to share this with you a couple of days ago, and I did make a video about what the actual message pertains to it, and it's really similar, but it's really pertaining to the energies also that are coming in. The energies are giving us in a roller coaster ride, but as we get out of it, we will successfully become that beautiful butterfly. So I just wanted to share that with you, since today is December 31st, and tomorrow is the new year of 2020. I can feel 2020 being a magnificent year for myself. I know it is. And that's something that I want you to be able to experience in your own life, knowing what your future is based upon what's in your heart. It is possible to know how your day is going to be, how your life is going to be, by how you feel every single day. If you are feeling low, it is because you are not listening to your inner guidance for your spiritual self. And this is your spirit trying to come out. It's trying to ignite and to live in this human experience for us, for each of us. And I want you to move with that emotion, with your spirit. And that's when you're going to find that you are living your life successfully. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life today and always. Happy New Year. Take care.